G'day folks, this is Ed here. I think it's about time to do a formal introduction to my GM or Holden 253 project. This engine was a $100 find at the local scrapyard, complete with automatic transmission and all ancillary equipment. So unfortunately it had been left out in the weather for quite a while and a lot of the external equipment was damaged or ruined, and a bit of water got into the bores. I'll add some screenshots to this video showing the extent of the damage, but I believe it should all hone out. The block's cleaned up nicely. The camshaft bearings are very rough. Crankshaft bearings and conrod bearings will obviously need replacing as well. The sump's in pretty rough shape too. I'll be seeking a replacement for that as well. As with the cam covers, they're all dented and rusted pretty bad. Might go for some nice chromies. A full rebuild kit with gaskets and bearings and rings should cost around $250 to $300 for this, which is pretty good considering. Got all the pistons out. The rings aren't in too bad a shape, but I'll replace them anyway. Since water's been sitting in some of the bores, some of the rings will be a bit pitted. I know one piston, or the piston from the worst bore is, well, the rings are seized onto it, so that'll require a bit of work. Here we have the crankshaft. I haven't mic'd it yet to see whether it needs regrinding, but I have a feeling it may need regrinding. Timing chain and sprockets, oil pump drive shaft, front cam cover and timing chain cover and water pump housing. Got the old camshaft and lifters. The lifters will be replaced, probably replace the camshaft as well, maybe get a Yellow Terra mild or hot cam. Bottom end bearings and bearing caps. Bearings are scored from bits of camshaft bearing making their way down through the oil galleries into the crankshaft bearings. Unfortunately with these motors, the crankshaft bearings feed oil straight from the camshaft bearings, and when they go, bits of material end up in the crankshaft bearings and ruin them as well. The oil pickup head for the sump, I won't need to replace that. I'm not sure what I'll put this engine in just yet, although a four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive dune buggy is not out of the question. You can see the white metal's peeling off the camshaft bearings in there. Basically all I'll be buying for it is a gasket kit, bearing kit, probably a camshaft, set of lifters, probably Chevrolet anti-pump up lifters as recommended by my dad, new water pump, new timing chain, probably a carby. The old Stromberg's in pretty bad shape, so I'll probably replace that with a Holly. We'll see how far it goes. I'll probably be spending about $1,000 rebuilding this at the very least, but it will create a very nice engine. The old Holden 253 has a great reputation, and I'm not going to tarnish it by cheap-assing this one. These are just the heads for the 253 and valve rocker covers. The heads seem to have suffered the worst from the water damage, along with the valves and the valve seats. One of the exhaust valves is burnt wide open, so I believe that was the reason why the engine was taken out of service. Probably end up replacing the head assemblies in total. I won't try and rebuild these ones. This is some of the ancillary equipment for the 253. The old Stromberg carby and inlet manifold, coil and distributor, fuel pump. Everything's pretty rough from being knocked about and stored outside in the weather. Probably end up replacing most of it. Alternator. Starter motor's in there. The fan's badly bent from being knocked about by the scrapyard machine. Apparently someone tried to dump this in the bin but was promptly stopped by the yard manager, thank God. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have it today. Got the oil pump and water pump in there as well. I'll probably try and refurbish the oil pump, but the water pump can be replaced pretty cheap. Don't know whether the alternator works, or it's been exposed to the weather for so long it's probably stuffed. Same with the starter motor.
Code 6, 105 North Avenue, 52. All 67, Roger, 1867, correction, 7 at 701 east.